What you guys saying? This is Football Freshie. We're here for a weekend recap, hopefully fast for many. And what we'll do in these recaps is go through the top six games, or big six, the big greedy six, as they say, and we'll take it one game at a time. And my fellow partner here is Safin Ahmed, and he will give his good opinion to us today. Would you like to introduce yourself, Safin?
I mean, you already introduced me. But yeah, I'm Safin. I'm a huge Chelsea fan. Come on, Blues.
A bit
And yeah, look
delusional.
forward to...
He's very delusional, I must say. A very delusional fan. Not level-headed at all. Like every Chelsea fan. Plastic
Of
a
course.
bit plasticky here and there. But it's okay. Anyway, so Premier League returned, and the first game that kicked it off was Arsenal. And I don't know about you, bro, but like every season it's Arsenal that kicked the season off. Last season it was Arsenal.
I mean, last season was quite embarrassing, isn't it? 2-0 against Brentford.
Yeah, it was. And it was a Friday night game as well.
Yes, I do remember.
But they redeemed themselves 2-0. And the Mikel Arteta era is well and truly underway, wouldn't you say?
Truly is. Yeah. With the new signings, with the new teams, and they got rid of a lot of players as well. So that helped them a lot. And now this seems to be very, very serious. Even title contenders, maybe, as well as top four.
Bit much there. I think this is another case where we're getting carried away, and recency bias is playing a big part here. But I must say, though, William Saliba, top-notch defender, back from his loan from Marseille. He was nurtured there. I saw him against Mbappe. He held himself well. But all things considered, it's shaping up to be a good young team, a team that will dominate maybe in 5 years. But I think as of right now, I'd say they're top four contenders. I want to go as far as saying they're title contenders. My thing is, when it comes to the title, City are going to be dominant, and Liverpool will be up there as well. So I don't know if any other teams have the capability to touch them. I don't think they do. So let's not get carried away and say they will be title contenders. But what made you say they're title contenders? What did you see in them? In this game in particular, because they were quite aggressive in this game and they were all over their opponent in this game. But what was it for you?
Truly were. Like Crystal Palace is not a team to underestimate as well. They play very good football. So, but overall, I think during the preseason, unfortunately, Chelsea had an episode against Arsenal in the preseason 4-0. But yeah, that's a preseason. We always move on from that.
All from you guys.
We don't look back at that. Chelsea are going through some transition period as well. But yeah, we look forward to see what Arsenal has to bring on. And right now, I'm really enjoying watching the all or nothing of Arsenal. So far, quite hilarious. But yeah, I look forward to it.
Yeah, you know what? Arsenal looking good. Very easy 3 points. Man said 2 points. 3 points. And yeah, it's going to be an exciting season for them. But not much else to say about that game. It was a very routine win for them, 2-0, clean sheet, dominant. So yeah, Arsenal looking good. Now on to the next match here. We had Liverpool versus Fulham. Now, people were very shocked with Fulham here. They were all over Liverpool in the first half, and big boy Mitrovic from the Championship, he scored 40+ goals. And he's showing that he can actually do it in the Prem. What do you think? Do you think he will carry on the scoring form for the rest of the season, or do you think it's just it's just a flash in the pan, like they say? What do you think?
No, he will definitely carry the form. You know what they say, class is permanent, form is temporary. But he's a class player. He has class. He has class.
Yeah,
I think he will be scoring a lot of goals. Like in this Championship, he scored 40+ goals. So I mean, he has nothing to prove. Like he's been here in the Premier League before as well, and he's been scoring a lot of goals. So 2 goals against Liverpool, a penalty, 1 against Van Dijk. Bold statements from the striker itself. Look forward to see him.
Absolutely.
And what he's one to watch out.
One thing is though about this game, so Mitrovic was one of the talking points. He scored a double, but I was very shocked by how lackluster Liverpool were. What do you attribute that? Why do you think they were that lackluster? Because they did perform well. They were good in preseason. Yeah, they lost to United 4-0, but they had their seaside really. But they beat City in the Community Shield. So I was kind of really surprised by the lack of intensity. What do you think? What do you blame that on?
I mean, Klopp is blaming on the pitch. It's like the pitch was
Dry
too dry.
pitch.
The ball was not moving very well. So of course he
Ah,
is
it's
here
dry for
with his
both. It's dry for both teams. I don't know what
yeah,
Klopp is
it's
thinking
coming up
here.
with his usual excuses. But I
Yeah.
think overall, during the game, they lost Thiago. So I think that was one of the key players. Like
Oh
he
yeah, true.
distributes the ball very well. So he went down due to injury. So that affected the game overall. But I would say things were not clicking for Liverpool for some reason.
But
Not sure why that's the case.
one thing that did click was Darwin Nunes.
Yes, yes.
Oh my, what a signing he looks to
When he came through in
be.
the second half, he was a lot more. There was
He's very
different.
influential. Very
Yes, yeah.
influential. Very
Liverpool were attacking
influential.
in a different way. Exactly. Liverpool start
Yeah,
attacking much aggressively
yeah.
compared to the first half.
I feel like he's given them a dimension that they've not had for a longest time. Like they've had a false nine in Firmino, but he's not an out and out striker. They've not had an out and out striker, a good out and out striker since Suarez. So he's offering something very different to what we've seen under Klopp. Like he
Absolutely,
had
yeah.
your Storage, but Storage wasn't really flourish. He didn't really flourish under Klopp. So yeah, it's an exciting time for Reds. It was a bad result for them. They did come back from 2-1 down and 1-0 down, but obviously for Liverpool, standards, very bad result. But yeah, I don't think we should underestimate Liverpool here.
Absolutely.
They are a team to be feared. And
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Should not be underestimated. It's the first game of the season. Many more to come. 37 to go. Also, the recruitment that they're doing is unbelievable.
mhm.
Jota, Diaz, Mane let go. I think that was a mistake. That could be a mistake. He used to bring a different dynamic on that front three. I'm not sure. Diaz, yes, he dribbles the ball and everything, but Mane used to bring a different side of the game that Diaz might not
um,
bring.
I think I disagree with you on that one. I think Mane, he was a good servant for the club and he served his time, in my opinion. I think he was offloaded at a good time. They had to have someone leave for these young players to come in, right? For someone like Nunes and Diaz. And I think he left at a good time because he left and then the incomers were really good. But I agree with you. He does bring a different dynamic. My fear was how much longer can they keep him? And he was fading away towards the end of his tenure. So I feel like he did leave at a good time. But
Fair enough.
yeah, those are the main talking points for the Liverpool match. And I
Yeah.
think, and the main takeaway here is do not underestimate them. Darwin Nunes is a baller and Mitrovic will score in the Premier League. Now on to the next match here. Wow. Antonio. That man is something else, isn't he, Safin?
Serial winner. Everywhere he goes, he's winning something. At Chelsea, he was a loved one. He was
Let
a
me
loved
ask you this
manager.
question. Okay? I will talk about the game in a second, but do you think he's the man to break Spurs' curse of no trophy? Because they've not had a trophy since 2008. Their last trophy was a Carling Cup. And before that, it was like another 10 years before they waited. They haven't won a league title for God knows how long, for almost a century, fam. They've only
I
had two
mean,
league titles. What do you think? Do you think this man has what it takes to win a trophy?
I
Whether
truly
it be
think
an FA Cup,
I
whether it
truly think
be
so.
anything.
I truly think so. Antonio Conte, as I said, everywhere he went, he like transformed the team around. With Juventus, he started the Serie A winning streak. Then they went about winning 9 in a row with in the Serie A. Then he came to Chelsea. He won the Premier League. He won the FA Cup. Then he went back to Inter Milan. He won a couple of titles around. He won the Serie A as well with Inter Milan, breaking Juventus streak. So everywhere he goes, he's a serial winner. To be fair, with Tottenham, Jose Mourinho could have won something if he was not sacked the day before a final. But I'm truly very confident that Antonio Conte will
Mhm.
win something. The recruitment has been amazing recruitment. Like
I totally
Kulusevski
agree.
is one of the players that they bought for 25 million, and look at him. He's one of the players that has the top assist as well.
Speaking of Kulusevski, let's touch on the game now. So the game
Mm.
ended 4-1. They had a bit of a scare at the start. Ward-Prowse scored, but from that point onwards, it was all Spurs. It was all Spurs. Eric Dyer scored. There was an own goal. But the man that stood out to me is the man that you just mentioned, an absolute bargain from Juventus. I don't know what they were
Absolutely.
thinking when they let him go. He had a goal, he scored a goal, and he had an assist. And
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, in Juventus under Pirlo, he did not perform as well as he should have. He was bought from Parma, and yep, he didn't perform as well. So I think that's why Juventus let him go, and Juventus had couple of players coming in, like Pogba was coming in, so they were getting players, so they got rid of him. But Tottenham, amazing bargain for them. Literally during the game, the way that he plays in that right wing is amazing. He assisted the first goal for Dyer, and then he scored one himself as well. Yeah, he will be someone to watch as well in the Premier League.
definitely,
Definitely
definitely.
score many
And
many
it's
goals and many
looking
many
very
assists.
exciting for the Spurs fans, isn't it? And 4-1, very easy. I can see them making a big challenge for that top four. Yes, I think still basically have it. I feel like because of Antonio Conte, I feel like they will challenge. Not, I
You
wouldn't
never
say,
know.
I don't think they'll be close, but they will challenge. They will be annoying. They have a good record against City. They are decent against the big side. So you never know. But that's it for Spurs, though. They are looking good. Very good buys. Antonio Conte, what more can you say about that beautiful man?
Mm.
Fake hair, though. Anyway, next one. So that's us done with Spurs. Now the next game is your beloved Chelsea, and I'll let you take away. Give us your thoughts about the match, please.
First game in the season, very very disappointed. The result was the only positive thing during the game. Overall, we know ourselves. We were lacking confidence. Only the new signings looks like they made a good impact during the game, like Sterling, then Koulibaly, and then Cucurella when he came on. But overall, Chelsea were lacking. I'm not sure what was the reason behind it. First game after a long break, maybe perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
So they might need some time to get back up running, gain the confidence, gain the belief again,
Okay,
back the manager.
I have a question for you here. So
Yes.
I've seen this a lot in social media. People are starting to doubt Tuchel's ability as an attacking manager. Like, there's no denying the fact that defensively he is shrewd, he's solid, he can get clean sheets for days. But people are starting to say that he can't get the best out of the attackers that he have. Like, you had your Lukaku, you had the Werner, both of which are gone basically. Werner's on his way out. So do you think the lack of attacking threat slash sharpness, is that down to the players, or is there something up with the manager's tactics? Do you think it, what is it? What do you think? Because you watch every game, so give
I
me your
don't think,
thoughts.
of course, I don't think so. The manager is to blame here, in my opinion. Although he plays with a back three, so with five at the back, I don't think so. His football style is defensive. It's quite offensive in my opinion. Um, the reason why Chelsea are struggling in the attack, this was with Frank Lampard as well, is the number of goals we're scoring with the front three. We don't have a solid front three like City or like Liverpool or like any other big clubs. We don't
United.
we don't have it. Yeah, yes, United also have a front three, but it also changes around, isn't it? It's never a
It's
fixed one.
more
Is you don't have
dynamic.
exactly, you don't have a front three that you always pick for every game. I think that's something that Chelsea miss as well. We tried different combination with Pulisic, with Havertz, with Mason Mount,
You
with
have the
Lukaku, with
options. He has
Werner.
a lot of
We have many,
options.
many options. It's ZH as well. We have many, many options. Kalma Sanadoi. Yeah, the options are there are so many different options you can pick from.
Mm-hmm.
However, Lukaku, I feel like he didn't fit the system for some reason. He was not fitting the manager's style of football, which is press for the ball, press, make runs, pressure the opposite team to gain the ball back. So I think Lukaku didn't fit that reason. With Werner, I think was simply down to his finishing
Mm-hmm.
skills. Except from his finishing,
Yeah,
everything else on top of. I
but
don't have
and
anything against Werner, and I wish him the best of luck when he goes
sorry
back
to
to
cut you
Leipzig.
off there. But in this game, did you think you had enough to create chances? Did you create any chances? You were saying, you haven't said this here, but you've told me that you guys played a bit defensive, and it was somewhat annoying to see for you because you're playing Everton, which with all due respect, they are a relegation threatened team here. So you were playing very pragmatic, as they say, very defensive. And how did you find that as a fan of Tuchel? Because that is down to Tuchel. Tuchel sent out those instructions and said, be defensive. Do you think maybe he's being a bit more too like safe here? Should have gone, for more of an attacking approach. What do you think here?
No, I feel like until before the goal, which came literally at the dying moments of the first half, Chelsea were offensive, trying to create, trying to score the goal. But as soon as we scored that goal, we dropped off a bit. Yes, that's true. I think that could be down to the reason Everton were playing very low block football, very, very defensive. They were blocking, like they were stopping everything that we had. So I think Tuchel mind at that point was it's better to secure the results from here, play it a bit defensive, and make sure that we don't concede. Because if you concede against Everton at Goodison Park, there's a chance that you're not gonna come back in that game again. So that reason why we might play the defensive, and also in the past 5 years we never got a result at Goodison Park. So in that perspective, it looks to be a huge result for us. Huge 3 points, which could be very, very high impact at the end of the season.
I see this game as a positive. Your big signings like Sterling, he looked good, he looked sharp, he was buzzing around, exactly what you've missed since Hazard left. Koulibaly was a colossal English. He's a big defender. He was doing bits. He played well. So Cucurella as well, he came on 20-minute cameo. He was quite good. So very positive stuff, some negatives as always, but I'd say more positives than negatives. So I think that really covers it for Chelsea. And now on to my team, United. And just same old, man. False hope, starting the season off, new manager, new era. And he just slapped in the face straight away.
Let me ask you this question. So what do you think of the manager? The manager made some bold statements at the beginning, like with the starting lineup itself, without starting Ronaldo top front.
Let me tell you something.
So yeah, tell me your opinion now. What do you think of the lineup? What do you think of the manager claims?
Okay, I cannot criticize the manager in the slightest until we get rid of Deadwood like McTominay, because he's inherited, let's just be frank here, a very bad United side, one of the worst ever. Okay, what we saw last season was one of the worst United sides in the history. Points wise, the points that we collected were so bad that we almost finished in Conference League. So right now, I like the manager. He's very upfront. He says it the way it is. He's criticizing Ronaldo. Not many managers have the balls to do that. So I like his courage, not the right word here, but he just doesn't give a fuck, which I appreciate. Okay. But at the same time, obviously, you do blame the manager. Like, I don't understand why he just brought 3 players on towards the end. Like, to me, it was like, why are you doing this? He brought on Garancho, Elenga, and I didn't really understand it. I thought he kind of broke the play a bit. We don't really need to make those subs. But maybe he just accepted a defeat at that point. But all in all, like, my general feelings about the game in United, same old. Glazers haven't really invested. Look at City. Won the league, signed Haaland. Look at Liverpool, finished second in the Champions League, signed Nunes. What have you fucking signed? Ericsson on a free. Malaysia on a free. We're not on a free, but 10 mil or whatever it was. It's just, Martinez is a good addition, but we need more reinforcement in midfield. We cannot put up with McFred for another fucking season. I'd rather dip my head in the fucking deepest sea in the world than watch McFred again. I hate that. It just doesn't work. It's just not stable enough. I don't get it. Like, it just makes no sense to me. And Ericsson was quite good, to be honest. When he went to a deeper position, I feel like he was stringing good passes together. Ronaldo was okay when he came on, but fucking Rashford, bro, that guy is pissing me off. Yeah, just miss it again. It's just, I don't know what to say. Bruno just losing the ball over and over again. It's just same old, man. Same old, really. As a neutral, you must have enjoyed the match, and as a Chelsea fan, you must have been very happy to see us fail again. So, what are your thoughts on that?
No, the match was quite entertaining, like especially after that own goal came from the set piece from the corner. The game, there was a spark in the game. United pressing, trying to score the equalizer. I think Rashford had a couple of good chances. Like, had quite a couple of good chances. But I would say the easiest one that he had was when Ronaldo squared the ball to him. when Ronaldo made that run for the ball and then squared the ball to Rashford, he should have finished that. He should have finished that, in my opinion, and that
Yeah,
could have been
absolutely.
easy 2-2, and the game could have changed from there. I think overall, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I feel like
Brighton dominated
midfield,
us.
yes,
Brighton dominated
Brighton
us.
definitely dominated you guys after, especially after conceding the first goal for United. I think that's where United
We
confidence went out the
crumbled. We
window.
really crumbled.
Yeah, it
And
really went out the window. But I think honestly, midfield is a very, very key part of any football team, I
of
would say.
course,
And until the day you have McTominay and Fred playing that midfield, Fred, I don't have anything against him to say, but I feel like he's not a United quality player.
he's a
Like he
Brighton
doesn't
player.
deserve to be there. He doesn't deserve to be there.
Hell,
So
McTominay is, you know what? I can tolerate Fred because at the end of the day, he can pass. McTominay can't pass. I don't know what McTominay has. I honestly, if you ask me this question over and over again, I can never tell you what he brings to the team because he played as a number 8 and throughout the game he made like 19 successful passes. That's horrific. And
does he play as a number 8? I thought that his role in the team was as a number 6, as a pivot.
It was, I think it's like a number 8 with Fred. It's like both of them combined. Maybe I'm wrong there, but that's the way I viewed it in the match. But I don't know, man. That guy, he just doesn't bring anything to the team. He's very inconsistent. He has good games here and there, which is what amazes the fans. They're like, oh shit, we got Max Sauce. But at the end of the day, he's not a United quality player. He's not a starting player. Like you can maybe use him as a rotational player, as a sub, but as a starting player, he's just not United quality. But yeah, it's looking very gloomy for United fans again. Like I'm not excited for the season, to be honest with you. Like the only saving grace for us is Europa League. If you win that, maybe make the Champions League, then hopefully Ten Hag second season clears a dead wood, get more players in. But as in the Premier League, I don't see us finishing out above 6th, to be honest. I don't see us being better than Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. It's looking very peak. But hey, I might eat my words. You know what? It's only the first game. Like I keep saying, it doesn't mean anything. If we make, I don't know, who knows, like a last-ditch signing, maybe a big midfielder that we've needed, maybe a De Jong, who knows? I might change my mind. But as of right now, not really confident. That's enough about United anyway, because I could cry about this team.
Last question before you move on.
Okay,
I think like this is the question of the hour right now.
Go ahead.
Do you think Ronaldo will stay at United this season, or will you move on to a different club for Champions League football?
I will break that down to 2 questions. Okay. Do I want him to stay? My heart says yes, my head says no. Because yeah, okay, he's one of our greatest players of all time, but I feel like getting him out will do a lot of favors for us, free up the wage bills, maybe bring in another striker, a more young, promising striker. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit conflicted on that. But whether he wants to stay, he doesn't want to stay. But the issue is no one wants him. Who would want to pay his wages at 37 years of age? He is a mega player, don't get me wrong. And but because he's a mega player and because of who he is, he demands a lot of money and he demands, being the top player. But who's going to take him? PSG? Absolutely not. They signed Mbappe to a long-term contract. They got Messi. They got Neymar.
I mean, Mbappe, although Mbappe is not long-term contract, it's just 2-year extension, I believe.
Long-term for the time. Well, fair enough, but still a lot of money they've invested into him. Not sure they would get Ronaldo. City are not going to get him. Chelsea's not going to get him. Like, where is he going to go? Nowhere. So at the end of the day, either he brings down his demands and someone takes him, which I highly doubt given who he is, and given that United have given him such a big contract, why would he turn around and go to another team? So my thing here is, I don't want him to stay, but I know he will stay because no one wants him. I think that's it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think that's enough about United before I blow up because I've lost it. Anyway, last game to review here is the City versus West Ham match, and it was well and truly the Erling Haaland show. And he's he's bringing his A game into the Premier League. He's looking like a mega signing. What do you think of his match against West Ham? Because he was the decisive player. He truly
was. He won the penalty, and then he ended up scoring the penalty as well. Then he added a second goal, and I think the second goal was something key that we'll be seeing over and over and over again throughout the season. that Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland link up. It was a through ball from Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland putting the ball to the net. So yeah, so I think that's something that we will see over and over again this season. But yeah, it was truly West Ham when it was 1-0. West Ham was trying to get back into the game. They tried to bring players from the bench, trying to make a difference. But unfortunately, when the second goal came through, it was game over for West Ham. And yeah,
Well, I'm very fearful of this Man City team, man, especially with Haaland there. He's been the missing piece of the jigsaw, the missing piece of the puzzle. And like you said, that second goal, we'll see that on repeat over and over again. That De Bruyne
yes.
and Haaland connection is going to be spicy, but he's going to take the league by storm. He's going to score 30 goals and he's going to do it over and over again. That guy is insanely good.
I mean,
Barring
it's
any
still early days.
injuries,
It's still early
I
days,
think
though.
it's of course it is, but look at that team. Look at the chances they create. Look at his finishing. You can't tell me
Yes.
he doesn't have the recipe for 30 goals minimum. But at the end of the day, he has to stay fit and he has an injury record. So he has a bad injury record. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's really it then. City are looking very dangerous, man. They're looking like they're gonna wrap up 3 title wins in a row, and it's gonna turn the league into a Bundesliga / Serie A.
I will just say that the only position that Man City is still a bit weak at would be the left back position.
But
Cucurella would have been the perfect player to cover that up. Right now, Cancelo is playing, but Cancelo is not a proper left back, and Cancelo was struggling against Liverpool in the Community Shield. So that's something to be looked at as well. Maybe against West Ham, it was not big of an issue, but against big teams, that might be an issue, which might make them vulnerable at the back. But that's the only
I
weakness
agree
I
with
can
you,
see for
but
City.
that's because they lost Zinchenko as well. It's kind of emptied up that left hand side. I'm sure they will sort it out before the transfer window closes because they all have money and they have Pep, and Pep knows what he's doing, and they have good scouts and they know what they're doing. So
We shall
I'm
see.
fearful of
Yeah.
City, but that really wraps it up for this weekend. It's been a fun return to the Premier League for some people, not for me because my team is dead. But for some people it was, and it's been really fun reviewing it with my brother Stefan. He's an absolutely amazing guy, and hopefully we can produce this content week in, week out, and have fun with it. But anyways, it's been Football Freshies. Peace out.
See you next time, guys.